Hello students, welcome back. My name is Neeraj Partha and this is your on physics classes. In previous class we are starting a new chapter. The name of the chapter is a light guys. And what will be the content of that chapter? In that chapter we are discussing what is the light and what is the role of light in our life guys. All the topics will be covered in that chapter. So in previous class we are discussing about the some phenomena related to a light, and at the last of previous lecture we are represent the light in the form of ray of light, beam of light and parallel beam of light guys. All the terms is explained in the last lecture guys. Now we are starting a today's lecture with these important topics. First topic is a reflection of light. When we are discuss the interface, we are discussing about the behavior of light at the interface of two media guys. That time that word is used, the name of that word is a reflection. When the light is incident on an interface of two media guys, light is divided into a three parts. One part is a reflection, second part one is a refraction, and third part one is a absorption guys. Okay, basically whenever we are drawing the graph and drawing the drawing of that phenomena guys, that time we are showing only two phenomena, reflection and refraction. We are missing a one phenomena, that is a absorption guys. So there are a three parts, means guys incident ray divided into a three parts. So first of all we are starting our first part, that is a reflection of light. After completion of that reflection guys, we are also discuss the refraction of light. So that is the first topic of today's lecture. When that phenomena is incident on any surface guys, so behind there are some mathematical expression is coming. So now we discuss about that phenomena, that is a law of reflection. Means that law shows that what is the relation between an incident ray and reflected ray guys. Okay, and after that we are discussing the rectilinear propagation of light. Basically it is a property of light guys. Rectilinear propagation of light is a property of light. In that property guys, light traveling in a straight line, that properties and that word is shows that light always traveling in a straight path. If there are some pipe guys, let's suppose guys that type of pipe is structure here. So what happen guys, in that structure when the liquid is coming from that direction is automatically divided into its parts, and this part means that property of a turning, that property is having by a water having that property, it can turn, but light doesn't have a that type of property. Light cannot be bent guys, it can be moving in a straight line guys, always straight line. What is the reason behind and what is the explanation, what is the proof of that rectilinear propagation of light, we will discuss in that lecture guys. So first of all we start our today's topic, and today's first topic is a reflection of light guys. Reflection of light, the basic phenomena behind the light guys. When reflection, that is the first part of today's lecture guys, when light is incident on any surface, that time light, some part of the light is bouncing back and coming back in the same medium. In a same medium, we are talking about the same medium guys. What happening, let's suppose that is a surface guys, that is a medium 1, that is a medium 1, and that is now second part, that is a medium 2. In previous lecture we are already discussed what do you mean by the medium. You can assume medium 1 just like a air, you can assume medium 2 just like a glass and water, as well as per your requirement. Now when the light is incident from one medium and reflect again come back, and you can say the bouncing back in a same medium, that phenomena is called reflection of light guys. The phenomena of bouncing back of light in the same medium after strike at the interface of two media is called the reflection of light guys. Okay, understand that. So that expression is shows that. Now let's see Okay guys, that is called the, so this is a reflection of light guys. Now let's see the diagram of a reflection guys, and this diagram you see that that is a interface guys, that is a interface, and light is coming from that direction. We are saying that ray is a incident ray. What happening guys, after incident and strike on that point, that ray bouncing back in a same medium. So that phenomena, when the light is after incident on any point or the interface and coming back, and you can say bouncing back in a same medium, that phenomena is called reflection of light. One by one we are describe all the terms related to that guys. First of all, what is the incident ray? Second one is the what is the reflected ray, angle of reflection, angle of incidence, and that is a normal guys. We are saying that line which are perpendicular to that point guys, that is called the normal also, and that is a mirror, that is mirror. So one by one we are explain all the terms related to the law of reflection, and you can say the phenomena of a reflection. So how many terms will be used and how many terms is required to explain the phenomena of a reflection guys? One by one we are discussing all the terms guys. First term is a, we required a mirror. What is the mirror guys? Second one is a point of incidence. Point of incidence means a point where ray is striking on that mirror guys. Next one is a incident ray. All the terms one by one we are explain what do we mean by that word guys. One by one we are explain all the terms. Next one we are focused on that point, that is a reflected ray. After that we are discussing about the normal, and after that angle of incidence, angle of reflection, glance angle of incidence, and glance angle of reflection. So all the terms one by one we are described. So we are start that explanation with the first point, that is a mirror guys. What do we mean by the mirror guys? So mirror is the surface guys, mirror is the plane surface which gives the some regular reflection. If we are not using that mirror guys, that is that time we can't get the regular reflection. So a mirror is a smooth polished surface from which regular reflection can take place, is called the mirror, is called the mirror guys. Okay, if we are marking the mirror, we are drawing that mirror guys, the name of that mirror is a M and M dash. In a previous diagram, if you want to mark the one by one all the things, and diagram will be completed, we are marking the all the things one by one. So first point is a mirror, and we are marking the mirror, the name of that mirror is a M dash, and that is a representation guys, that is a representation in a light ray diagram and light chapter, that is a representation of a mirror. If you are a line drawing, you are drawing a line and making that mark guys, that is representation of a mirror. Okay, so first point, what is the mirror guys? Mirror is a polished surface which provides and which gives the regular reflection. Due to that guys, we are getting a regular reflection by polishing that surface. Okay, and second point is a incident ray. And previously we are discussing that the mirror, so that is a mirror guys, M and M dash. Next one is a guys incident ray. So what is the incident ray guys? The light is coming on that mirror guys, that is called the incident ray. So a ray of light which traveling towards the mirror is called the incident ray. Now we are marking that ray, that is a AB, and the name of the mirror guys, that is a M dash. Okay, so these 2 points are completed. First one is a mirror, second one is a incident ray. Okay, and next one is a point of incidence. Means the point of incidence is what point guys? At which ray of light is strike on that mirror. A point of incidence is lie on the mirror where ray of light is striking guys. Okay, so the point on the mirror where an incident ray strike is called the point of incidence, and that point is represented by a B. Again we are drawing that diagram, guys. So what happening, that is a mirror. We know that, guys, that is a mirror. So name of that mirror is a M dash, and that is a incident ray, and the name of that incident ray, guys, A and B, and that point is called the point of incidence. That point is called the point of incidence, guys. Okay, now we move to a next point, and next point is a reflected ray. What do you mean by the reflected ray? A ray of light which bounce off the surface of a mirror is called the reflected ray, and the name of that reflected ray, that is a BC, guys. So we are again drawing that diagram. So M dash is a mirror. Why we are drawing the again and again, guys? Because whenever you are drawing any diagram on your hand, guys, if you, that is a practice, that is practice means whenever you are complete your practice, that time you don't have any chance to wrong that, guys. So please make on your copies again and again, 1 and 2 times, at least 1 and 2 times, that ray and bouncing back at in that diagram. So that name is a and point B, and that is a C. So at that point, guys, the BC is the line and ray of light which is called the reflected ray, guys. Okay, now next one is a normal. What do you mean by the normal, guys? The perpendicular drawn at the point of incidence. The perpendicular drawn at the point of incidence, that is called the normal, guys. So we are again drawing that diagram, that is a mirror, guys. Okay, that is mirror, M and M dash. Okay, so first of all we are talking about the incident ray. After that we are talking about that reflected ray. That name is a, that point is a B, and that point is a C. So what is the point of incidence? That point of incidence is a B, guys. And what is the normal, guys? Where perpendicular drawn or that point is called the normal, that is a normal, guys. You can say that name is N dash. N dash. That is called the normal, guys. That is called normal. Next one, we are moving to a next slide, that is explain the terms is related to that point is a angle of incidence. Angle of, what do you mean by the angle of incidence, guys? If you are reading that concept, the concept is that the angle made by the incident ray with the normal, incident ray making an angle with the normal, and that angle is called the angle of incidence. The symbol of angle of incidence is, guys, that is the symbol of angle of incidence, that is the angle of I. That is mirror. Okay. And this line, this ray is called the incident ray, and this ray is called the reflected ray. That point is A, and that point is B, and that point is C. So now mark the normal, guys. That is called the normal N and N dash. So what is the angle between the angle of incidence and normal, guys? That is the angle of I. That angle is called the angle of incidence. That angle is called the angle of incidence. Okay, understand that? So which angle is the angle of incidence, guys? The angle made by the incident ray with the normal, that is normal, and that is incident ray. So that the angle between them is called the angle of incidence. Next point is a angle of a reflection. Angle of reflection means angle made by the reflected ray with normal. Angle made by the reflected ray with normal is called the angle of reflection, is called the angle of reflection. That is mirror, guys. M and M dash. Incident ray, reflected ray, complete. That name is A, B and C, and that is normal, guys. Now mark the angle of incidence. That angle called is the angle of incidence, and that angle is called the angle of reflection, and represented by a angle R. That is a mistake, guys. So that is represented by a angle of R. That is represented by a angle of R, as shown in figure. In that figure, guys, as shown in figure CBN, and that is a N dash. We are again marking that angle CBN. The angle CBN is called the angle of reflection, and it is represented by that angle of R, guys. Okay. Now next one is the glance angle of incidence. What is the glance angle of incidence, guys? The glance angle of incidence we are showing in a graph and diagram, guys. So we know that that is our mirror, and the name of that mirror, guys, is the M and M dash. We know that that is our mirror. So what happening, guys, in that mirror, when the incident light is coming, that is called the incident ray, and it bouncing back in the same medium, that is called the reflected ray. That is incident ray and reflected ray. And previously we are mentioning that is normal. That is a normal, guy. So that angle is called the angle of incidence, and that angle is called the angle of reflection. Now, guys, the incident ray again making an angle with that mirror. The angle made by the normal, the incident ray making an angle with the normal, that is called the angle of incidence. The incident ray making an angle with the mirror, that is called the glance angle of incidence. That is called the glance angle of incidence. Okay, guys. So there are some difference between angle of incident and a glance angle of incidence. So next point is what is the glance angle of reflection. Now we are focusing on that angle, guys. So that angle is called the glance angle of reflection. So we are showing that is the next point, glance angle of reflection. Okay, guys. So that angle made by the incident ray with mirror is called the glance angle of incidence. The angle made by the reflected ray with that mirror is called the glance angle of reflection, guys. So one by one we are complete all the topics, guys, related to a reflection, guys. Now we are all explaining that what is the glance angle of reflection. Angle made by the reflected ray with mirror is called the glance angle of reflection. So, guys, we are explain all important points which are used to describe the reflection of light on the surface, guys. When a light is incident on the interface of two media, that time all the terms are used. Sometimes we use the angle of incidence, sometimes we use the angle of reflection, sometimes we use the glance angle of incidence. All the terms are explained one by one. Now we are moved to our second topic. What is the second topic, guys? The law of reflection. Law of reflection gives the some parameters. By using that parameter we can find the different phenomena, and what is the position of image and what is the size of the image also determined by use the law of reflection. So that is the use of that law, guys. So the law of reflection says that angle of incidence is equal to a angle of reflection. What do you mean by that? Angle of I is equivalent to a angle of R, and we are represented by the angle of I is equivalent to angle of R. So first point in a law of reflection is said that angle of incidence is equivalent to a angle of reflection. So what is the angle of incidence, guys? Angle made by the incident ray with normal, and angle made by the reflected ray with normal is called the angle of reflection. So both are equal, guys. So angle of I is equivalent to angle of R. And second point which is related to a law of reflection is say that incident ray, reflected ray and normal to the reflecting surface are always lie in the same planes, guys. What do you mean by the same planes? If light, that is a mirror, guys, and light is coming in that direction and reflected in that direction, guys, so incident ray, reflected ray and normal all are lie in a same plane, all are means lie in a upward direction, not in a other direction, guys. So all lies in a same plane. So these are the 2 points which is used and which are used to describe the reflection, guys. First point, angle of incidence is equivalent to angle of reflection. Second point, incident ray, reflected ray and normal all are lies in a same plane, guys. So these are the 2 points which are used to explain the reflection. Now we are moving. Now one more point is what happening and how we use that phenomena, law of reflection. A ray of light strike the surface normally. When the light is striking on that surface, then what happen, guys? It retrace its path. What do you mean by the retrace, guys? Let's suppose that is mirror, guys, and this is normal at that point. Okay, if light is incident on that point, guys, so that light incident ray and that is reflected ray, angle of I and angle of R. Okay, you understand that? If we are decrease that angle of I, so what happen, guys? If angle of I is that, in second condition we are decrease the value of angle of I. So what happening, guys? In that case angle of R is also decreases. In that case angle of R is also decreases. After some time, guys, if we are decreasing more value of that angle I, and that is a normal, guys, if we are decrease the value of a I, so what is the value of angle I? Angle I is the angle between a incident ray and normal. What is the moment of when we are using and we are decreasing the value? That time that ray is coming to that normal. So at the last, when we are incident in that position there, guys, that is the incident ray. In that condition, the angle I is equivalent to 0. When light is incident normally on that mirror, guys, that time angle of I is equals to 0. So what is the value of angle R, guys? We know that according to a law of reflection, angle of R is also 0. So what is the value and what is the drawing of that angle R, guys? We know that angle R is made by the reflected ray and that and normal. So how you can draw that, guys? When we draw that line in upward direction, that making the angle of R is equals to 0. So that statement is says that when the light is striking on the surface normally, means that you can say the 90-degree strike on that point, then what happen? Light is coming in that direction and after striking on that surface, it come back again and retrace its path, means it's coming from upward direction and after striking on that surface moving in a upward again, guys. So that is a point, guys, and in that point we are using the law of reflection, guys. Okay, in that case angle of I is equals to 0, so angle of R is must be equivalent to 0. Okay, so that is a first point which is used, the law of reflection. Next one, law of reflection are also obeyed when the light is reflected from the spherical and curved surface. We are not talking about the plane surface. If light is striking on a plane surface, that what happen guys, according to a law of reflection, the angle of I, that is the angle of I, is equivalent to angle of R. If we are change that surface, means we are using a different surface, that is a spherical and curved surface, that time it's also obey the law of reflection guys. If the our surface is that surface guys, that is a curved surface, and we are marking that point, means it is a mirror guys, and that is a point is passing through that midpoint. If light is incident on any point, light is incident on any point, so what happen guys, at that point first of all we are mark the normal. Why we are using our normal guys? To identify the angle of I. Now we are drawing the angle of normal angle. Okay, that normal means the angle between a normal and incident ray, that is called a angle of I. And my all mathematical students is know that when that is a part of a circle guys, when a point is at the center point, we are drawing any line on the circumference of the circle, that is making an angle of 90 degree. That is a normal guys. All time if you are making a circle and that is a point, center point, and we are mark that radius guys, that time it makes the angle as 90 degree. That is a theorem in a mathematics guys. So that is that line are play a role of a normal. So that is the angle of I. And according to a law of reflection guys, that light is coming in that direction. So in that condition guys, that equivalent to angle of R, and we know that that angle of I is equivalent to angle of R. So if the surface is changed, means in previously we are using the plane surface. If you are changing that surface guys, if you are moving to a curved surface, that time law of reflection is also followed by that ray of light guys. Every time if surface is different guys, you can in a next means if you are having any type of surface, that time law of reflection is followed guys. A law of reflection is obeyed by that ray of light in case of reflection, in case of a reflection guys. So now that point is clear guys. Now we move to a next point, that is a regular and irregular reflection. In previously we are saying that if we are taking a surface that is a plane surface, that time we are obeying the law of reflection, means angle of I is equivalent to angle of R. If on the basis on that surface guys, we are discussing the regular and irregular reflection. Law of reflection is every time used guys, it doesn't matter what is the shape of that surface. Please write and that words guys on your mind is clearly that it doesn't matter what is the shape and what is the size of a plane guys, means every surface follows the law of reflection. It may be plane, it may be curve, it may be zigzag, it may be rough, anything guys, all follows the law of reflection. And first point is that regular reflection. How you can say that is a regular reflection? Let's suppose guys, that is a parallel mirror, okay, and some parallel beam of light are incident on it. A parallel beam of light, what do you mean by the parallel guys? All the lights are coming to parallel to each other. Okay, so all light rays, that is called a parallel beam of light guys. If all incident lights are parallel to each other, and what happening after reflection guys? After reflection, all reflected ray must be parallel to each other. Means all blue lines are parallel to each other and all green lines are parallel to each other. If the surface is a plane, guys, that time it follow the law of reflection, and due to that condition, if incoming rays are all incoming rays are parallel to each other, then after reflection all the reflected rays is also parallel to each other. Now we read that statement. The phenomena due to which a parallel beam of light traveling through a certain medium, doesn't matter what is the medium, air and water and xyz, on striking on a smooth polished surface, that is a mirror, bounce off from it as parallel beam. Means all the bouncing rays are parallel to each other, guys. When it will be reflected, guys, that time it again parallel to each other. Before the incident it parallel, after the reflection it also moving in a parallel form. So that is called a regular reflection. That is called a regular reflection, guys. Next one is a irregular reflection. Irregular reflection. What do you mean by the irregular reflection? The other name of the irregular reflection is a diffuse reflection. In that case, light again follow, and almost 100% every surface follows the law of reflection. If you are changing the surface, guys, we are marking that surface in that manner. That is a curved surface, guys. Okay. Now incident light is coming parallel to each other, but all are strike on a different point of curved surface. All light is coming in a parallel to each other, that is called a parallel beam, guys. Now we are marking the normal. So if you are talking about the normal and that point, that is a normal. In that point, that is a normal. In that point, that is a normal, guys. Now follows the law of reflection. Now we are again drawing that is the angle of eye, guys. So according to a law of reflection, the ray is reflected in that manner. Okay. In that diagram, guys, that is the angle of eye. So what happened? The light rays is moving to in that side. So that is angle of R. According to law of reflection, the angle of I is equivalent to angle of R. Now what happening in that circuit, guys, in that diagram? That is a angle of I. So same angle will be made by that reflection. So angle of R. Okay. So now focus on all red lights, guys. In that diagram, all incident rays are parallel to each other, but after the reflection, what happening, guys? All are diffuse, all are having changing that direction. It cannot be continue our path in a parallel form. So that is called the diffuse, or you can say irregular reflection. Irregular reflection. The phenomena due to which a parallel beam of light, the incoming rays are a parallel, guys, traveling through some medium, you can assume any medium, guys, gets reflected in a various possible direction. One is in that direction, second one is in that direction, third one is in that, all possible direction. On striking some rough surface, some rough surface is called the irregular, on you can say the diffuse reflection. Okay, guys. So that part is complete. In that part we are discussing the law of reflection and what is the behavior and complete terminology which is used in our law of reflection, and after that we are used that how the law of reflection is used, guys, for a plane surface and for a rough surface also. Now we are moving to a next part, that is called a rectilinear propagation of light. The next part is a rectilinear propagation of light, guys. What do you mean by the rectilinear propagation of light? You know that it is a property of a light, guys. It said that light is always traveling in a straight path. Means light doesn't having any type of steering. By using that steering, it cannot be turned. If light having the steering, that is some example, guys, to understand that. if any vehicle having a steering, and that time it can use to turn that direction. But light doesn't have any type of steering to turn that direction, guys. So that property of light is called the rectilinear propagation of a light, guys. Understand that? Means what do you mean by that property, guys? Light doesn't have any steering, guys, and any handle, just like a bike and car, guys. Okay, now we move to a what do you mean by the rectilinear propagation of light. Some example of our daily life which shows that the property of a rectilinear propagation of light. First example is that whenever at the time of morning, and you can say the morning time, when the sunlight enter through a small hole in a dark room, you know that, guys, what happening if there is a some small hole in our room, guys, and sunlight is coming, that what happened, guys, we are seeing the straight light of that light, and in that light we can use to see the some small dust particle. If there is a dust particle is available, guys, that at the dark places where the sunlight is not appearing, the dark places means dust particle doesn't visible. But in that part of light in which the light is traveling, which is a said the straight light, in that part we can see the dust particle. Okay, you know that phenomena in daily life, guys. You can see that phenomena in your home. If there is some room available in front of that sunlight, guys, then that time you can use that phenomena and you can observe that practically. Now we move to a second point, the light emitted by a headlight of a scooter at the night appearing in a straight light. Most of the time if you are talking about the light of any vehicle, that will be focused on a particular place, just like a torch also. If you are discussing and you are seeing any movies and the time the some horror movies, that time a torch is used, and that torch having a not light in a all direction, that torch focus on a particular place. You know that? You know that scene, guys. At that time you are seeing that scene in a horror movies, that time the torch focus on a particular point. So that light is traveling in a straight path, guys, not a diverting in a all direction. So that is a daily life example of a light, guys. Which property is used in that, guys? The rectilinear propagation of light is used, guys. One more example, if we almost close our eyes, now you can try at that same time. If we close our eyes and try to look towards the light bulb, it appears give a light in the form of straight line. Now close your eye and see the tube light and the bulb is present in your room, guys. That time you can see that the light is coming in a straight line which travel in a various line. If you are opening your eyes, that time we are seeing that the brightness is moving in a all direction. But whenever we are closed, what happens if you are close your eyes, we are opening a small hole in our eyes. Means we are visualize the light in a small hole. So what happening, guys? Light is moving just like a straight line. You are seeing that light is coming in a straight line, guys. So these are the some example which shows that property of a light always traveling in a straight line. You can say the rectilinear propagation of light, both are the same, guys. Okay, you can say the light is traveling in a straight line, and you can also say the rectilinear propagation of a light. Linear means a straight line, guys. Now see that diagram, guys. What happening in that diagram, guys? A person is standing on a right hand side and use some lamp. Means, guys, in that lamp, guys, the brightness of that guys, is visible if we are marking the hole and that point at the height of that, guys. So that time if the person is want to see that flame of that, guys, it can see easily. If let's suppose a second person is coming, and what is doing, guys, it remove that plate and shifting right and left, it picking the second plate, that is a B plate, and shifting the right. So what happening, guys, in that procedure, when the light is moving from that direction, okay, cannot be moving if that plate is moving in a upward direction. Means guys, in that position, in previously that is a down part. In second case, if you are pick the plate in a above side, then what happen, light cannot be traveling from that part. Mean light doesn't have any property which can use to turn that direction. So in a second condition, you cannot be see the flame of that mom, guys. Okay, so that is some example which shows that light is always traveling in a straight path. Next, one more example which shows that property of a light, guys. A person, means the baby girl, is used a tube light, a tube, guys, that is a tube. By using that tube, he are watching and see that candle, and easily that candle is visible from that condition. After some time, elder brother is coming and that tube is will be bended. That tube will be bended. So what happened, after some time when the girl used that tube to see that flame, it cannot be see that flame. Why, guys? Because light cannot be bended from that position. Light always traveling in a straight line. So in a second position, guys, the girl cannot be see the flame of a candle, guys. Okay, cannot be seen the flame of candle. So last, and that example shows that rectilinear propagation of light, guys. Now we move to some important points, guys. Some examples. In a previous points, we are discussed about the law of reflection and some terminologies and rectilinear propagation of light. Now on the basis of a law of reflection, we are solving some examples. Our first example is coming is a ray incident perpendicular to a plane mirror. A ray incident on a perpendicular to a mirror, guys. Now first of all, we are drawing a mirror, that is a mirror. Okay, now the incident ray is a perpendicular on that mirror. So when the light is coming, ray of light is coming and perpendicular to a mirror, that time you know that according to a property, the angle of I is equal to 0. Now what will be the value of angle of reflection? According to a law of reflection, according to a law of reflection. What do you mean by the law of reflection, guys? The first point, law of reflection, is says that angle of I is equivalent to angle of R. So what is the value of angle of I, guys? In that condition, angle of I is a 0. So angle of R is again also a 0 degree. So that is a first numerical on that property. That is a use, that property is a law of reflection, guys. Now we are moving to our next numerical, guys. So next numerical is, guys, in that numerical, the statement is says that the ray of incident making an angle with a mirror, the ray of incident ray making an angle with a mirror, guys, not making an angle with a normal, guys, it making an angle theta with a mirror, that is a M and that is a M dash. When the light is incident on a mirror, guys, so what happening, it will be reflected in a same medium. So that is called a incident ray. That is incident ray. Okay, and it is a reflected ray. Reflected ray. You know that? Yes. And second point of that question is said that the angle between incident ray and reflected ray. The angle between incident ray and reflected ray is a 80 degree. That is a normal, guys. And what is the angle? That is a angle of I and that is angle of R. And according to that statement, angle of I plus angle of R is equivalent to 80 degree. And according to a law of reflection, according to a law of reflection. What the statement of law of reflection, guys? Angle of I is equivalent to angle of R. Okay. Now put the value of in the form of I and in the form of R, depends on you. So what happening? Angle of I, angle of R is equivalent to angle of I. Now we write that. So it is 80 degree. So 2 angle of I is equivalent to 80 degree, guys. So angle of I is equivalent to 40 degree. Angle of I is equivalent to 40 degree. Now write the value of that angle, guys. So angle of I is equals to 40 degree and it is also a 40 degree. Okay. Most of the students and all my class students is know that that is a normal, guys, and that is a normal means it make the angle 90 degree with normal. So theta plus angle of I. So guys, theta plus angle of I is completely equivalent to a 90 degree. What is the unknown quantity in that numerical, guys? The theta is the unknown quantity. So theta is equivalent to 90 degree minus angle of I. So what is the value of angle of I? That is a 40. So now write the value of angle of I, 90 minus a 40 degree. So we get the theta is equivalent to 50 degree. So theta is equivalent to a 50 degree. So answer of that numerical, guys, that is a 50 degree. That is answer of that numerical. Okay. Now we are moving to assignment is that in your module, guys, section B containing a 2 parts, that is a part of a exercise 1. Okay, guys, exercise 1. In the exercise 1 there are a part that is called a section B. Some all questions are related to a objective, that is your homework, guys. And similarly section B, again the section B is coming with a subjective part, So that is your homework, guys, on that video lecture, guys. So today's homework is a section B. The name of that homework is a section B, which are available in a exercise 1 as a subjective part, as a objective part also. Both parts are available, objective and subjective parts, guys. So this is your assignment, guys. Now we are thank you so much to listening and watching that video lecture completely. Thank you so much, guys.